Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be kind of pitching my idea for an Arkham Knight remaster. If, they were to do one, I would really love to see Arkham Knight get remastered. The game already plays and looks amazing, but I think there are a few things that they could improve on and add to the game to warrant a remaster for one of the most iconic and best superhero video games of all time. So before I get into the video, I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been supporting the channel. You guys have been killing the channel in a good way. I mean, you guys have been smashing the likes. You guys have been leaving so many comments. You guys have just been, giving so much support to the channel, and I just want to give a huge thank you to you guys. So thank you, everyone who has been watching my videos and taking time out of your busy schedules to watch my content. I really appreciate it, and we are on the road to 500. We are halfway there. We are almost to 500 subscribers. So let's keep the train rolling. Let's get into this video. Thanks. Alright, so right off the bat, Batman Arkham Knight is such a beautiful game. It has been out for 8 years now, and it holds up a lot. It is more beautiful than probably 90% of the games that come out today, and that's really, really impressive. And I think if they wanted to make a really big move, they would do another graphical upgrade to Batman Arkham Knight. Now, if they are going to do a remaster of this game, it's going to be released on PS5 and Series X. And these are consoles that can really handle a graphical upgrade if they wanted to incorporate that into a remaster. I think one thing that they could really benefit from is AI upscaling and working with fans who have already been working on these types of projects over the years. There's a couple of studios who have reached out to fans who mod their games and ask for suggestions, such as Minecraft and Mojang and Rockstar with GTA 5. And I think Rocksteady could really benefit from reaching out to some fans, getting some of their assets that they've used, and maybe giving them a few bucks, for their hard work. Not a few, a lot. They put a lot of work in. But if they wanted to do everything in-house, I think they could really benefit from AI upscaling. Now, no matter how you feel about AI, you can't deny the fact that it's pretty good. I even used it for the thumbnail of this video, and I don't even know if you noticed. But one thing that they could do is they could use, the assets that they already have and upscale them using a very good AI upscaler. And this would be very helpful for things that are, not really noticeable anyway in the game, but they still want to overhaul in case, you're taking that extra second to admire the game that they've built. This would be something very useful for roads, for brick buildings, for trash cans and things like that. But when it comes to, the models of the characters, when it comes to modeling Joker and Batman and Arkham Knight, Poison Ivy and stuff, that is when I think that they should have, a lot of focus on making sure that those details are very, very clear, because this is a game that does not have pre-rendered cutscenes. The cutscenes happen as you're playing the game, and they use the models in the game. And, if they wanted to really, really hit home this graphical upgrade, they could upscale these character models and just really, really make this game future-proof. I mean, this game is already beautiful 8 years since it came out, but if they did a remaster, I guarantee the remaster would hold up 20 years in the future, 30 years in the future. You would look back and be like, this is still one of the most beautiful games ever made. And another thing that they could do is during cutscenes, they could add extra effects, like a 2D layer that makes the game more cinematic. The game, like I said, the game is already beautiful. They don't have to do any of this, in my opinion, but I think if they really wanted to, blow people away with a remaster, this is how they could do it. They could also incorporate RTX because it works really well with games that have a lot of rain and reflections, and Arkham Knight is one of those options. There's so much opportunity for them to make this game probably the most beautiful game out of any game to come out in the past 5 years, if they wanted to. But they don't have to. I just think it would be really, really cool. Another amazing part of this game is the DLC, and I think if they're going to remaster the game, I think it's obvious that all of the DLC should be included. I mean, this is one of the best season passes I have ever seen for a game. The amount of content that you got from the season pass when this launched was amazing. You got like 6 different extra story like DLCs. You got, which included the Batgirl one, by the way, which was like a whole extra like story. And you also got all of these different like combat rooms and predator rooms and these racetracks, all of these, you know, playable characters. You got these crossovers with the Dark Knight and, you know, Justice League and all of these amazing DLCs. This was one of the best season passes to ever come out for a game, in my opinion. And not only that, you also got extra missions into the main story that you could play extra, you know, with Killer Croc and Ra's al Ghul and all of those characters. It was just such an amazing DLC, and I think a lot of games nowadays need to take a look at Arkham Knight and use that for inspiration for their season passes instead of making a battle pass like every other game. And yes, I am looking at, you know, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Like, come on guys, you did an amazing game once. I think you could do it again. But obviously, I think if they're going to remaster this game, all of the DLC should be included. I think that's just a no-brainer. Again, if they want to drive home, you know, this game and really make it stand out, you know, they could just remaster the game, give some graphical upgrades, and just call it a day. But if they wanted to really give the fans something to love for years to come, I think that if they added a few extra DLC stories, it could really benefit the game. I mean, we already got stories for Harley Quinn, Batgirl, Robin, and Nightwing, and Catwoman. I think it would be really cool if we got, you know, a sequel to their story, or what they did, you know, after the main story, which some of them take place after the main story, but, you know, even further down the line. I think it would be really cool to see what these characters are up to. If they wanted to do one DLC that's kind of longer, like the Batgirl one, but incorporate, you know, the entire Bat family, like maybe part of the DLC you play as Catwoman, and then part of the DLC you play as Nightwing, and then Robin, and then Batgirl. I think that would be really cool. That way, you know, you get another DLC, but they don't have to stress themselves on making so many different stories. But I think adding an extra DLC story in there would really hit this out of the park. Another aspect of the games that I love is all of the additional characters that you can play as. You can play as Arkham Knight, you can play as Harley Quinn and Catwoman and Batman and Azrael in Arkham Knight, but there's a few characters that you could play as in past games that you cannot play as in Batman Arkham Knight. Now, in my opinion, it would be really cool if they could add Joker and Deathstroke as playable characters in Batman Arkham Knight. They already have the mechanics technically for it in other games. I think, honestly, all they need to do is transfer those over to Arkham Knight. And I know that that's easier said than done, but modders have already done it. So I think if modders can do it, I think the actual game studio can also do it. But I think it would be really cool to see Joker and Deathstroke, you know, arena maps and combat maps in this remaster for Batman Arkham Knight. And I know, you know, by now you're probably like, Casper, you know, you're expecting too much out of this remaster, but maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I don't know. I think, you know, this is an opportunity to, when you look at, let me rephrase this. When you look at Batman Arkham Knight when it came out, this is a game-defining, you know, video game. Like, this game defined the genre for superhero games at the time, and I think that Rocksteady should keep up that, you know, track record of defining this is what a remaster should be like. You should go the extra mile for your fans when you're making a remaster. Yes, it's cool to, you know, just release the same game with some graphical upgrades, but when you're taking the time to do this and you're announcing a whole new project like this, I think it would be really cool if they, you know, showed the rest of the gaming studios that they mean business. This is how you treat fans, and this is what the fans want. Now, if that's asking for too much, that's totally okay, but that's just me. Another aspect of the Arkham games that is, a fan favorite is getting to explore the city after the fact or during the game as well, but getting to explore Gotham nonetheless. And I think, if they're going to do a remaster, a feature that would be really cool to have added to the game is a free roam for all playable characters. I want to roam the city as Catwoman. I want to roam the city as Nightwing. I want to go on patrol as Harley Quinn. I think that would be really funny. Now, modders have already done this for the game, but I think, Rocksteady could really, really benefit from adding a feature like this and making it just so fun to be able to just roam the city, but with, these additional characters. They kind of did something like this with the Batmobiles. Obviously, you can roam the Gotham City streets with other Batmobiles that don't have the weaponry on it. You can use the Arkham Asylum Batmobile and the 60s Batmobile, but they don't have the same equipment. It's just something for fun, and I think that this is another thing that's just for fun. I mean, you might as well just take all of the characters that are already playable and throw them in the giant city. I think that would be a really, really fresh and cool aspect for this remaster if they were to do this game. Another aspect of the Arkham games that I love personally is the customization of your character. I love that you can change the Batman skin and then it changes in the cutscene itself. I think that this is something that they could really, tweak a little bit and kind of update for some fun replay value of the game. I think one of the biggest downfalls of this game is the replayability of the story mode. The story mode isn't super long, but it can drag on in the beginning of the game, and I think one of the best things that they could add to this game is new skins, and let me explain what I mean by that. By new skins, I mean, they could add, the new Robert Pattinson Batman. They could add the Batman skin from The Flash. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but, just throw it in there. It's not like DC doesn't have a CGI model for that skin already, but adding a few new skins for each character as well. I think it's kind of rude that, Arkham Knight and Harley really didn't get that much, opportunity for skins in the game. So I think, it'd be really cool if we got to see the Injustice 2 Red Hood as a skin for Arkham Knight, or if we got to see the animated skins again, especially for Harley Quinn. That'd be really, really cool to see those animated skins that were in Arkham City. That would be really cool to see in Batman Arkham Knight. But this is another aspect of the skins that I think that they should change. I think if they have Batman change skins in the story mode. If you're Batman and you select a different skin before you start your game, he will change the way he looks in the story as well, like in the cutscenes. But one thing that doesn't change is the other characters. I think it would be really cool if when you changed Nightwing's skin, he changed skins in the story mode as well. Even though you don't play as Nightwing in the story mode, I think it would be really funny if, you're like this dark, brooding, like Robert Pattinson Batman, and then you just look over and it's like the animated series Nightwing, and it's just like, it doesn't make any sense, but it doesn't have to. I think that would be really fun. Or if, maybe that's just a new game plus feature, I think that would work as well. And same with, adding Deathstroke and Joker into the game. Like I said earlier, it would be really cool if they got some upgraded skins as well. Let's give us the animated Joker. Let's see Deathstroke from, the Justice League after credit. Just these little things that I know are not necessarily quote-unquote little things. These are just different things that they could add to a remaster of Batman Arkham Knight to make the game feel necessary for a remaster. Right now it doesn't seem like this game necessarily needs a remaster. So I want to give ideas for Rocksteady to take into account when making a game like this. Also, if they're adding new skins, I want to play as the Joker car. Why is Joker car not in the game? Why is that shit not allowed? The Joker car was fucking cool. Please add the Joker car. Thank you. The last feature that I think would really, be cool to see in Batman Arkham Knight, that could really, separate the game from its predecessor, and, if they're remastering the game and adding all these features, I think it would be really cool if they took an aspect from Batman VR. And if they made a VR option for this game, I think that would be really, really cool. It could be really, really fun. It could be kind of scary as well at times. But if they, don't want to do VR, I think just a first-person mode in general would be really, really cool too. As far as I know, you can't do first person when driving the Batmobile, but I think that would be really cool if, when you're driving a car in Need for Speed or GTA, you can switch the camera to be a first person, view. And as far as I know, you can't do that in the original game, so I think that they should add that as well. But make first person an option when doing combat, you know what I mean? Like imagine fighting people and then you can't see the bad guys behind you, and you just have to be the Batman, which is the tagline for this game. You have to be the Batman and anticipate when they're going to punch you. You know what I mean? It might be kind of hard depending on how the physics work and everything like that, and I understand that. This is just a mode that I would think would be really, really funny. This is not something I would want as much as the other items on this list, but fun nonetheless. So at the end of the day, the real question is whether or not a Batman Arkham Knight remaster is necessary. Is it necessary? I don't necessarily think so. I think the game is beautiful and plays really well, and I enjoy playing it at least once or twice a year, all the way through, all 100% or all 240% an entire game at least once a year. And I think, if they were going to do an Arkham Knight remaster in the future, these are the different aspects of a remaster that I think could really warrant a remaster, and this is what I think would make it necessary to do a remaster. Let's get these 4K 8K upgrades to the graphics. Let's get all of these new DLC things. Let's get these new skins, these new characters, the free roam. I think that these are aspects of Batman Arkham Knight that could really make the fan base excited for a Batman Arkham Knight remaster. So is it necessary? No. But does every person who's ever played Arkham Knight probably want it? Fuck yes. That is all I have for my Batman Arkham Knight remaster concept video. If you guys liked the video, make sure to drop a like down below and leave in the comments what you guys think of this concept. Do you guys have any ideas that maybe I left out? Do you guys have any, game mechanics or DLC ideas that I might have not mentioned? I want to know down in the comments. I love hearing what you guys have to say, and talking to you guys, and picking your brains about these fun games that we all love. But with that being said, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. If you guys are new, no pressure. If you like the content, you like the content. If you don't, you don't. That's okay. But if you stick around this long, please leave a like on the video. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. We are halfway to 500. We are on the road to 500 subscribers, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot to me, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. So thank you. Have fun, be respectful, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.